Chosen ones, what I'm about to share with you today may shock you, but know that it is no coincidence you're here. God has led you to this moment because something incredible is happening in your life. The financial struggles you faced, the days of feeling needy, they're coming to an end. Yes, you heard me correctly. God is about to provide you with a job, a source of wealth that will change everything for you. The job you've been praying for, the financial breakthrough you've been longing for, it's no longer just a dream. It's already moving into your reality. This isn't just about a new job. This is a spiritual and energetic transformation. As a chosen one, you're about to experience a shift where wealth and abundance flow to you effortlessly. But here's what you need to understand. God is speaking now, and you've got one day to listen. That might sound intense, but that's because it is. One day, one moment, one window. You've been asking, begging, praying for change, and now God is answering. Loud, clear, direct. But He's not speaking through thunder and lightning, no. He's speaking through stillness. Through this moment, through me, and through your spirit, that's been restless for far too long. You ever had a moment where you just knew something was shifting? Not because you could see it. Not because anything changed on the outside. But something deep down in your soul started to stir. That stirring? That's the voice of God trying to break through the noise of your fear, your doubt, your pain. And He's saying, listen, today, this isn't one of those moments you can toss aside. You don't get to treat this like another video, another word, another message. No, this one is different. Because this is the one that separates the distracted from the dedicated, the lost from the chosen. God didn't bring you through everything you've been through just to leave you behind now. He didn't let you feel that hunger, that ache, that confusion just so you could wander forever. No, He allowed it to prepare you, to wake you up, to make you alert. And now, right now, He's offering you a door. But He's also saying, you got one day to step out of your old mindset. One day to shift from fear to faith. One day to say, I believe because faith doesn't wait. It moves. It listens. It acts. You know that opportunity you've been thinking about, that business idea, that thing you kept putting off, doubting, wondering if it's from God. It is, and if you delay, if you hesitate, you might miss the window. Not because God's cruel, but because obedience is the only currency that works in His economy. Obedience is the key that unlocks divine timing. That's why He's saying now, today, chosen one, let me tell you something. Your spiritual antenna has already picked up the frequency. You feel it, you know it, that nervousness, that excitement, it's not anxiety, it's activation. You're being called into action not just for yourself, but for your future, your family, your legacy. And if you truly understand the weight of being chosen, then you know you can't afford to ignore this. You've been called, you've been equipped, and now you're being summoned. So don't miss what God is saying. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait for another sign. This is the sign. This is the message. This is the call. The question is, are you ready to answer? Because when God speaks, He doesn't repeat Himself forever. Sometimes He speaks once and waits to see who's listening. Chosen one, He's speaking to you. Are you listening? But you need to understand how this powerful shift works so you can fully embrace the manifestation of your desires. Before we dive into this life-changing message, take a moment to pause, hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 1,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 77. This number holds immense power and will amplify the energy of this message. And remember, if you are truly a chosen one, you'll watch this video until the end. Your spirit already knows this is for you. If you're ready, then get ready. Your financial struggles are not just struggles. They're not just the absence of money or the weight of unpaid bills. No, they are signs. They are signals. They are the preparation ground for your breakthrough. See, God doesn't allow pressure without purpose. That pain you've been feeling when you opened your bank app and saw those red numbers. When you had to smile in front of people, even though you were breaking inside, none of it was wasted. Every tear you cried, every night you couldn't sleep, because the numbers didn't add up. Every time you prayed and said, God, I don't know how much more of this I can take." He heard every word. And not only did he hear you, he was building something within you while you waited. See, people think struggle is a curse, but for the chosen ones, struggle is a setup. You've been asking, why me? But God has been saying, because you're ready. He didn't allow the struggle to destroy you. He allowed it to shape you. Because when you come out on the other side of this, you're not going to just have money. You're going to have meaning. You're not going to just have income. You're going to have influence. Think about it. All the times you had to stretch that last dollar, all the times you had to hustle just to get by. That wasn't just survival. That was training. That was God refining your character, stretching your faith, and building your ability to handle the abundance that's coming. Because if he gave it to you too soon, you wouldn't know what to do with it. But now you're ready. Now you don't just want money, you want purpose. You want alignment. You want to be able to do something with it. God doesn't bless selfishness. He blesses surrender. And some of y'all finally got tired of trying to do it all on your own. You reached that point where you said, God, I don't just want a check. I want you. That's when the shift began. That's when heaven started moving things in your favor. Because God saw your heart change. And when your heart shifts, your harvest follows. Your struggle made you sensitive to what matters. You've learned how to make something out of nothing. You've learned how to stand when you had no support. That's why the job, the contract, the opportunity, it's on the way. Not because you're lucky, not because you networked with the right people, but because you endured, you trusted when you had no evidence. And now the evidence is about to show up. Checks you didn't expect, doors you didn't knock on, favor you didn't apply for. It's coming, not by your hustle, but by your faith. So don't curse your struggle. Don't despise what you went through. Celebrate it. Because it qualified you. You're not just someone who wants more. You're someone who's ready for more. And God is about to show you just how ready you really are. The suffering you endured wasn't the end. It was the entrance to your elevation. This moment isn't a coincidence, it's divine timing. You didn't stumble onto this message by accident. You didn't just scroll here randomly. No, there are no random events in the life of a chosen one. Every second, every breath, every encounter is being orchestrated by a higher hand. And right now, that hand has brought you to this moment. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, now. Because God is moving in this moment, and He needed your full attention. See, we live in a world that's always rushing, always distracted, always looking ahead or stuck in the past. But God doesn't move in your anxiety about tomorrow or your regret about yesterday. He moves in the now. This present moment is sacred. It's divine. And that's why He called you here. Not to entertain you, not to distract you, but to awaken you, to shake your spirit and say, look, I'm doing something in your life right now. You've been asking for a sign. You've been asking for clarity. You've been asking for confirmation. This is it. This is the knock on your door. And the timing? It's not late. It's not early. It's perfect. Divine timing never rushes, never delays. It comes when the soil of your life is finally ready to receive the seed. All those prayers you prayed, they were not ignored. They were not lost in the sky. They were being stored in a place called appointed time. And now, that time is arriving. There's a shift happening, and you can feel it even if you can't explain it. You've been having those moments where you feel uncomfortable with the old but uncertain about the new. That's not confusion. That's transformation. That's your soul recognizing that what used to fit no longer does. That job you used to tolerate, that relationship you tried to force, those habits you clung to, all of it is losing its grip on you because God is calling you forward. And that call is rooted in divine timing. And here's the thing, when God moves, He doesn't send a text or give you a countdown. He moves in moments like this. Moments that seem ordinary, but are laced with eternity. He chooses a video, a voice, a word, and boom, the spark ignites in your soul. Something clicks, something unlocks. That's divine timing. It's not always loud, it's often quiet. Subtle. A whisper in your spirit that says, this is for me. You've been aligned for this moment through every delay, every detour, every disappointment. The doors that closed were not rejections, they were redirections. God knew where He was taking you even when you didn't. You cried, you questioned, you even doubted, but you kept walking. You stayed faithful when others gave up. You kept believing even when it hurt. That's why this moment is yours. Divine timing isn't just about when something happens. It's about who you've become by the time it does. You're not the same person you were last year, last month, or even last week. You're wiser, you're stronger, you've been tested, and now you're ready to walk into the very thing you've been waiting for. It's not a coincidence that your spirit lit up when you heard this message. That's confirmation. That's alignment, so breathe it in. Embrace it. Don't let doubt distract you from what your spirit already knows to be true. God's timing is perfect. And right now He's saying it's your time. This moment is heaven sent. And if you trust it, it will change your life. The job, the opportunity, the wealth, it's already on its way. You may not see it yet. You may not feel it in your hands. But let me tell you something. In the unseen, things are already moving. The prayers you whispered in the dark, the faith you held on to when everything around you was falling apart, they've activated something in the spiritual realm. Heaven took notice and God said, "It's time." This isn't just a hope. This isn't just motivation. This is manifestation. The blessing is not in the distance. It's on the approach. The check is not in the mail. It's at the door. You've been waiting for so long, thinking maybe God forgot about you. Maybe your dreams were too big. Maybe the world just isn't fair. But let me correct that mindset. God hasn't forgotten you. He's been preparing you. Because what's coming requires a version of you that's disciplined, focused, and ready. If the opportunity had come when you were still doubting yourself, still hanging around people who didn't see your value, still operating from fear, you would have missed it. You would have fumbled the blessing. But now, you've been refined, you've been humbled, you've been sharpened. And you're standing in the posture of someone who can handle what's on the way. Let's get this straight. This blessing isn't just about money. It's about movement. It's about alignment. That job you're about to step into. It's not just a paycheck, it's a platform. That business idea you're finally launching. It's not just about profit. It's about purpose. That wealth you're about to receive, it's not for flaunting, it's for flowing. God is trusting you with this because He knows you won't just consume it. You'll circulate it. You'll use it to uplift, to impact, to build. And that's why it's coming to you and not to everybody else. This isn't random. This isn't luck. This is divine distribution. God is placing provision into the hands of those He knows will steward it with wisdom, not waste it with ego. And you, chosen one, have been marked for this, not because you're perfect, but because you've been faithful. Because even when it was hard, you didn't give up. You stayed in position. And now what you've been praying for is getting ready to manifest in your real life. You might be wondering, if it's already on the way, why don't I feel it? That's because breakthrough doesn't always announce itself with fireworks. Sometimes it shows up as a shift in your spirit, a sudden peace in the middle of your chaos, a quiet confidence that wasn't there before. That's how you know something's coming, because the internal always changes before the external does. The vibration in your soul begins to match the reality you're about to step into. You begin to walk different, talk different, think different, because you know it's on the way. And look, when it shows up, it's not going to make sense. You're going to say, "How did this happen so fast?" But what feels fast to you has been in motion for a long time. You just couldn't see it. Now it's about to collide with your reality. And when it does, it's going to feel like a floodgate opening, one blessing after another. One opportunity turning into three. One connection unlocking doors you didn't even know existed. So get your house in order. Get your mind right. Get your heart open. Because the job, the opportunity, the wealth, it's not coming. It's arriving. This is not a maybe season. This is a manifestation season. And it's got your name on it. Chosen ones feel the shift before it happens. They sense it deep in their bones, long before the evidence shows up. You've been walking around feeling a little uneasy, haven't you? Restless, a little out of place. It's not depression. It's not confusion. It's your spirit getting stirred because your season is about to change. See, when you're chosen, you don't need to wait for the signs others need. You don't need someone to spell it out for you. You just know something is happening, something is moving, something is shifting, something is shifting. You can't explain it, but you can't ignore it either. That's how God deals with his chosen ones. He whispers to their spirit what he's getting ready to reveal in their life. Long before the promotion, he gives them vision. Long before the miracle, he gives them restlessness. That uneasiness you've been carrying, that isn't punishment. That's preparation. You feel unsettled because the old is no longer your home, and the new is calling you forward. You're in a spiritual hallway, no longer where you were, but not quite where you're going. But even in that hallway, your soul can feel the door unlocking. You've been talking differently, thinking differently. You're not entertained by what used to excite you. You don't have patience for the same conversations, the same circles, the same low-level thinking. Why? Because God is elevating you internally before he blesses you externally. He doesn't just bless the hands, he transforms the heart. And the heart always shifts before the harvest shows up. People around you might not understand. They'll say, "What's wrong with you? Why are you acting different?" But they don't know what you know. They don't feel what you feel. You feel the pressure because you're on the verge of something divine. You feel the tension because your spirit has already seen a glimpse of where you're going. You've seen yourself healed. You've seen yourself prosperous. You've seen yourself walking through doors that used to be locked, and now your body is just trying to catch up with your faith. That's why you're feeling uncomfortable in spaces that used to feel familiar. That's why you can't force yourself to settle anymore. You're not crazy. You're chosen, you've been marked, and that comes with an awareness the world can't comprehend. While they wait to see it, you're already moving like it's here. That's faith. That's prophetic alignment. That's what it means to carry the weight of divine awareness. You've been having dreams, waking up in the middle of the night, feeling things before they happen. That's not paranoia. That's discernment. God is tuning your spirit like a radio signal to receive exactly what he's about to release in your life. And he's giving you this advance notice because he trusts you to prepare, to get in position, to stay alert, because when it hits, when the floodgates open, you'll need to be ready to receive it, manage it, and protect it. This isn't just emotional, it's spiritual intelligence. It's how God builds his leaders. He doesn't just show them the mountaintop. He gives them the vision to climb before anyone else even sees the peak. That's you. That's why it's been hard. That's why it's been lonely. But it's also why you're about to walk into something people won't be able to explain. So if you feel the shift, don't fight it. Follow it. Your spirit isn't lying to you. It's leading you to a reality that already exists on the other side of your faith. The shift you feel is the future you've been praying for, pulling you closer. You have one day, one moment, one divine opportunity to respond to what God is doing in your life. Don't wait for next week. Don't wait until it's more convenient. The shift, the breakthrough, the calling. It's not waiting for you to be ready. It's waiting for you to say yes. One yes can change everything. One act of obedience can unlock decades of favor. But you've got to stop overthinking. Stop second-guessing. Stop looking around for confirmation from people who were never meant to understand your assignment. You don't need everyone to agree with your next move. You just need to move. God is not a God of confusion. He's a God of clarity. And if he's put it in your spirit, it's because it's already been decided in heaven. You don't need to beg for what's already yours. You just need to step into it. You've got one day. That doesn't mean the world ends tomorrow. It means the window is open right now. This is your divine appointment. And the longer you hesitate, the more you risk missing what's been prepared for you. The enemy doesn't have to destroy you. He just has to distract you. Because distraction delays destiny. And when you're chosen, every delay has a cost. This is why your spirit feels so urgent. Why you can't shake the feeling that something's shifting. You know deep down that this isn't just another message, just another video. This is a spiritual alarm clock. This is heaven tapping your shoulder saying, "It's time, not tomorrow, now." You've cried long enough. You've wandered long enough. You've waited long enough. Now is the moment to activate everything God has placed inside of you. Don't let fear talk you out of what faith is trying to pull you into. You've been praying for change, but change requires movement. You can't stay in the same place, doing the same things, thinking the same way, and expect a different result. God has already made the provision. The job, the opportunity, the connection, it's already in motion, but He's waiting on you to respond. That's how divine timing works. It meets you at the intersection of faith and action. You've got to trust what He's showing you more than what you see in front of you. You've got to walk like it's already yours. This is not the season for hesitation. This is the season for bold steps, radical obedience, and unwavering trust. What God is calling you to do might not make sense to others, but it doesn't have to. It just has to be true to you. Because your calling isn't a conference call, it's a covenant. A sacred agreement between you and God. And He's not looking for your perfection, He's looking for your participation. One day. That's what it takes for your life to change. One divine decision. One yes, one surrender. The life you've dreamed of isn't waiting in the future. It's wrapped up in your next move. That's why the moment you say, "God, I'm ready," everything begins to shift. Doors you never thought would open begin to move. People you didn't expect to meet begin to appear. Resources begin to find you. But none of it happens until you move in obedience. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? Permission? Validation? You've already got the only approval that matters. Heaven has stamped you with favor. Now walk in it. One day, one moment, one yes. Today is that day. Say yes to your calling and watch everything begin to change.